Hello everyone, I am back here to discuss today's most important topic of microbiology as well as our dentistry, that is hepatitis B, the transmission, prevention and protection. So why I am stressing more in this topic is, see, when we are treating the patients in the clinical area, so there will be cross infection between the patient as well as dentist. Jumping into the background of this virus, the smallest particle or the virion of this virus is named as Dane particle, and microscopically it measures about 42 nanometers. And coming to the familial background of this virus, so it belongs to the genus Hepadnaviridae and the family Orthohepatnavirus and the species named as hepatitis B virus. There are totally of 5 hepatitis viruses. Those are hepatitis A, B, C, D and E. So out of these 5 viruses, so hepatitis B virus has some relation with the dentistry. So coming to the structure of this virus, so the central core contains the nucleus in which there are double-stranded DNA along with some enzymes like reverse transcriptase and deoxyribonuclease. So the nucleocapsid is in the shape of icosahedral, that is the shape containing 20 sites. It contains a particular protein or antigen known as HBCAG, that means hepatitis B core antigen. So this nucleocapsid is surrounded by another antigen known as HBeAg, that means hepatitis B envelope antigen. So outer layer is a bilipid layer, means it contains two lipids arranged in a sequential manner. So in the main antigen that is known as HBsAg, that means hepatitis B surface antigen, so which is available as different cells, that is medium, small and large. So these antigens has prime importance in serological assay of this hepatitis B virus. So they will be used for diagnosis of this hepatitis B disease. And going into the routes of transmission, like how it is get transmitted from one person to other, the major route of transmission is by blood. So patients with sickle cell anemia as well as thalassemia are more prone for this infection because they are more often going for blood transfusions. The risk of contamination is higher in drug addicts where they will be sharing the needles between one person to other person. The other route of transmission is by sexual transmission where the individual will be participating in unprotected sex with multiple partners. The vertical transmission or the perinatal transmission from mother to child occurs during childbirth. And the other routes include secretions like oral, nasal and ophthalmic secretions. So these will be transmitted as a droplets or aerosols. So this is the main importance what we are seeing in dentistry during the operating with the patient. So the symptoms are classified into acute and chronic. Acute is due to mostly because of the viral hepatitis due to inflammation of the liver leading to increased bilirubin content in the blood. And there are symptoms like fever, dizziness, nausea, vomiting and abdominal discomfort. These symptoms are due to inflammation of the liver. And the chronic symptoms are because of the hepatic cells are replaced entirely with a fibrous tissue, leading to liver cirrhosis followed by hepatocellular carcinoma. Proper protection of the operating individual should be ensured. Proper sterilization of the instruments followed by eye protection using goggles. Protection from aerosols or nasal droplets can be attained by use of mask. Strict aseptic protocol should be followed by usage of certain barriers like gloves. This viral infection can be prevented by usage of vaccination that can be taken in 3 dosages. The first on the day 1, the second dosage after 1 month, and the third after 6 months. So hepatitis vaccine is produced by recombinant DNA technology. Diagnosis of this disease can be done by identifying certain serological markers. In case of acute viral hepatitis, the patient will be positive for HBsAg, that is hepatitis B surface antigen, and also the antibodies against HBC, that is core antigen, will be positive. Like if the patient is recovered from the past infection, then he will be positive for anti-HBsAg. That means the antibodies against HBs antigen will be present in the blood. If the patient is chronically infected with hepatitis B virus, then there won't be any antibodies against HBs antigen. Hope you people got some info on hepatitis B virus. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment and also subscribe Dr. Dentrix and stay tuned to Dr. Dentrix.